We're back here on the Pike 165 today. The weather's finally cooperated, it's dried out. We're gonna hang some tree stands so these guys can see exactly where they are. Then we're gonna start having them bring tops in to make these funnels we've talked about. We're gonna meet with the farmer today and talk about the plan with him and get this project started.
My name is Bobby Kendall. After a decade of playing country music, my family and I moved to West Central Illinois to chase my true passion, giant Midwest whitetail bucks. The Whitetail Group was born in 2015 and has grown exponentially ever since. We develop properties for the elite whitetail hunting experience. This is not my hobby or even an obsession. This is a lifestyle.
My name is Toby Stay. I'm a broker with Land Guys, specializing in the marketing of recreational property. My role with the Whitetail Group is to help identify and design properties that can produce world-class whitetails. This is not a series just about hunting. This is a series about the process of developing farms for hunting.
Join us as we document the transformation of some of our project farms from ordinary dirt to extraordinarily productive recreational properties. We are the Whitetail Group.
We're in here on the most northerly wood lot. We're hanging these two stands that are in this pinch that we're gonna enhance. And then the guys are gonna start pulling tops up here and we're gonna start creating these walls. We want to block that little thing off from that stand to the fence, and then we want to block from this stand right up to the field. So the skidders almost have the wall completed here going up to the field. We got the ladder stand in this tree with plenty of back cover. We got the wall built from the base of that tree over to the corner of the fence. This stand here, originally we're gonna be in the big double behind it, but in order to do that, the stand needed to go on the far side of the double, and the other part of the double, the big part, blocked too much of the gap. So we decided to hang in this tree, which has some leafy branches and stuff on it. So it's all coming together pretty good. Yeah, I think that thing will spin right around. All right, so he's gonna winch that sucker and it'll spin it, and he's gonna bring it up to the wall, and then he's gonna back up again, and we're gonna get this other top and pull it up, and hopefully the wall will be complete. So here's spin action. See how they cut all the limbs so they'd fold in? If you cut
that one over there, drag up.
Yeah, we'll drag that one right up in that space, and maybe because you're going to get turned around anyway, if you just shove this a little bit that way to connect it to that. This is going to become an epic rut funnel. The wall is complete. We can see it now. We got the opening, stands are hung. Looks good. This is kind of the only spot that's somewhat southerly facing on this north wood lot. I came in here to check out what they've done on the select cut, and it looks so deery where they got these tops. I started looking, there's some big hickories in here, and I went ahead and marked them to get as much sunlight in. So we got this killer food plot up here. We've got the wall we're making with this awesome funnel. And so now we're gonna do this mini, almost, not clear cut, but a mini harder cut on about, it's probably only about an acre, or maybe an acre and a quarter of an area, but it's gonna make them bed strategically in the perfect spot where they're gonna wanna bed anyway. And it's a perfect distance from food and a hunting funnel.
Yeah, and with the sun shining down here now is a really good view, because when you look into that stuff, you see all these little shiny tops, which are all where the shelves level out, and they make all these little knobs within that thicket. And also, if you look, these deer are going to be hanging out in this bowl, and then you look back out, visually you'd be able to come in just over the lip of that field. And by the time you get to here in your hunting area, you can't see any of this.
Before, when we first came in here, if I was down that bottom, you could see me from right here.
Right.
It's already like...
Just from the tops, it's thickened up.
Yeah.
So you combine the tops with the light that's going to come in and the regeneration, that's going to be twofold.
These projects, you know, we have a big plan, and as things start happening, like, you know, they're cutting this, and I came in here just to check out what they're doing. It dawned on me, this is the most southerly facing slope, and you know, it makes sense to put this here. So a lot of it evolves, and it was like a light bulb. Just made sense with these two hunting spots that we're building right here.
That's why it's important to be so hands-on too. I mean, if you didn't come check on this, you might have missed this phase and lost the opportunity to do this while everybody was here.
Just lately here, for whatever reason, I've been on farms that were logged a year or two ago. It's just, they hold so many more deer.
Yes.
It's a game changer. So this is Dylan Flynn. He's gonna be farming the place. We met a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Rode around. This place was planted like so many places in the Midwest last year, just from all the rain and the water, the wet spring.
I'm hoping that I can get it all disc under with just one pass, but we may have to do two, you know, to kind of get all these weeds and cockburrs and everything and water hemp all worked under. I've got an 18-foot disc. I'm just gonna work everything under, and then I'm gonna come back through after it dries a little bit and kind of field cultivate it down.
We're gonna do a 1-year agreement we talked about. We're gonna farm every inch that we can like it was, and then next year the plan is to kind of have a conversation like, this is a little steeper. It might be better for you to put that into CRP, and then that'll benefit the hunting, some more grasses and stuff. And then that can probably keep, you know, as much as he can pay as possible to keep farming the good stuff up top. As far as the food plots, I think we're gonna go ahead and just farm all of it, and then we're gonna overseed. And he's cool with us overseeding our green, you know, rye and brassicas and stuff within bow range.
We've only got a 1-year farming contract that we're gonna do on here, so that whoever does buy this can come in at that point and customize their own farm tenancy if they want to. This place is kind of designed with this role to create even more edge. We're creating edge in the timber, but you can create edge out here on the tillable as well. Because of the way this stuff kind of rolls off, you could do the stuff that rolls off the edges in some kind of a high grass to prevent erosion, and then farm all the primo stuff up on top. Now you're creating layers of edges. The more edge and the more line and the more structure you create, the more desirable the farm becomes for the deer, especially the big deer. You could do a lot of that with this piece. It's got the ability to customize the open ground to the way you want the deer to flow through the property. So we're controlling the flow in the timber through the walls and the gaps, but you can come out here in the open and with your options to do different kinds of cover, you can do the same thing on the open ground.
So over the course of the next few weeks, the logging project will continue, and we'll enhance a couple more of these funnels, just like we did today. And if the weather cooperates, they should be getting ready to plant some beans here in a couple weeks, all tilled up. And hopefully, I talked to the pond biologist yesterday, so he's looking for the water temperatures to get up into the 50s. And as soon as that happens, we're gonna shock this pond and do a survey and figure out what's here. And we're gonna show you guys that in this next video. We're gonna survey it, and then he's gonna give us some recommendations, some different hypotheticals that you could do with the pond, and then we'll ultimately turn that over to the next landowner.